You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Coming up, the nation is on edge as the FBI says more explosive packages could still be out there. We'll tell you what we know so far. Plus, Vice President Mike Pence makes a stop in Jacksonville to stump for Ron DeSantis. We'll tell you what he had to say about the gubernatorial candidate getting national attention. And that's not a dog. That's a coyote walking on a local beach. We'll tell you where they've recently been spotted. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jess Dowdrick. Ray Collins is off this week. We've made it to Friday. I'm sure everyone's excited about that, like I know John Scalzi is. Let's head right over to him to see what we can expect for our weekend forecast.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. The weather we're going to see this weekend, especially on Sunday. You're going to love that. We'll talk about that in this half hour. We're looking at a little bit of cloud cover, and underneath that cloud cover, a little bit of rainfall, gradually working in this direction. This line of showers kind of falling apart as it gets closer to shore, but still about 20 to 30% chance of a sprinkle or shower between the next 3 hours or so. Then back to the west, another frontal boundary approaching us. That's a cold front. That one promises better chances of rainfall, as well as the possibility of a thunderstorm or two later this evening. So we'll put the rain chances like this. For the morning hours, about 30%. Around noontime, we decrease the rain chance a tad. As we head into the afternoon, we'll bump it up a little bit to about 40%. Complete forecast in a minute.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We begin in Manatee County. You can see some delays up on US 301 as you're heading from Ellington into Palmetto. Expect some delays if you're heading westbound this morning. And in Sarasota County, we take a look there. You're seeing some delays, as you can see on the left-hand side of your map, on US 301 as you're heading north toward the US 41 intersection of 301. And in southern Sarasota County, some slight delays on 17 there if you are heading southbound. But other than that, nothing major to report at 6:01 on your Friday morning. Developing overnight, the nation on edge amid a string of suspicious explosive devices mailed to top Democrats and other public figures as the search is on for the sender. ABC's Elizabeth Hagedorn brings us the latest from Washington.
The manhunt continues coast to coast.
I can say with certainty that we will identify and arrest a person or people responsible for these acts. Make no mistake.
Federal investigators now chasing a lead in South Florida. Sources confirming to ABC News authorities believe at least some of the packages went through a mail facility near Miami. The devices now being analyzed at the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia. All of them, ABC is told, went through the U.S. Postal Service.
We have over 600,000 postal employees out there right now, so we have their eyes and ears looking for these packages.
The investigation widened Thursday, with law enforcement seizing several more packages, bringing the total to 10. The latest intended recipients, actor Robert De Niro and former Vice President Joe Biden.
This division, this hatred, this ugliness, it has to end.
Sources tell ABC News federal agents are painstakingly combing through the evidence. The digital clocks inside, the explosive powder, the tape. Even the way the wiring is twisted could indicate whether the suspect is left or right-handed. As for if they believe the devices were actually meant to detonate or intended simply to spread fear, officials in New York declining to say.
I'm not going to talk about intent, but if you were the bomb squad detective, how would you treat it?
Now, despite the common thread here being that all of the targets are vocal critics of President Trump, law enforcement is declining to comment on a possible motive, including whether politics may have played a role. Elizabeth Hagedorn, ABC News, Washington.
New this morning out of China, a woman wielding a knife has attacked a group of kindergartners. It happened in a central Chinese town on Friday morning. Police say a woman went on a stabbing spree, wounding at least 14 children as they got back from morning exercises. Security guards and school staff eventually restrained her, and a number of children have been taken to the hospital. There's still no word yet on what their conditions are. For the latest on these stories, plus, of course, breaking news and your up-to-the-minute first alert forecast, head over to our app. You can find it in the App Store under WWSB or My Suncoast. Happening in Florida, Vice President Mike Pence was in Jacksonville to show his support for Republican gubernatorial candidate Ron DeSantis. The vice president spoke to a lively crowd of GOP supporters after President Trump's counselor, Kellyanne Conway, also took to the stage. Pence said he believes DeSantis is the conservative that Florida needs to keep the state's economy growing.
Florida has no greater champion, and the Trump administration has no greater friend than Ron DeSantis, and he will make a great governor for the state of Florida.
With both parties going all out to show support for their candidates, the vice president's appearance is just another signal of how highly contested this gubernatorial race has become in recent weeks. And looking ahead, Democratic candidate Andrew Gillum is to be in Sarasota tomorrow morning. The Tallahassee mayor will make an appearance to help promote Souls to the Polls. This isn't his first trip to the Suncoast this election season. Gillum will speak outside of Bethlehem Baptist Church from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. tomorrow. The church is on 18th Street in Sarasota. The event is open to the public. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is looking for a suspect who could be connected to several home burglaries in Palmetto. This video of the suspect all captured on what's called a Ring camera, which is connected to a doorbell. It was videotaped from a home in Palmetto Estates. The Sheriff's Office says they have the backpack from the suspect, and it had many alleged stolen items in it, possibly from homes in the development. This has become an effective tool for law enforcement in capturing suspects, and it's a device more and more homeowners are investing in.
If it's not for the video, like in this case, then we possibly don't know until later when somebody reports that they had stolen property. We don't know right now where all the items in that backpack that you see this guy wearing came from.
I'm a first-time homeowner, so I just wanted to make sure, you never know. For insurance purposes, I don't know, if I had to call the cops, if something ever happens.
If you recognize the suspect in this video, or if you're missing anything from your home, call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office immediately. Take a look at this video now that's just into our newsroom this morning. No, that's not a dog that's walking on the beach. That's a coyote walking along Longboat Key. The viewer that took this video says she's come to the Suncoast every year for more than a decade, and this is the first time she's ever seen a coyote on the beach. Coyotes have also recently been spotted on Anna Maria Island. If you see one, you're reminded not to feed them, as they can be very dangerous. We know this isn't the first report of coyotes on Longboat Key. Authorities have met to talk about this issue in the past. Still ahead now on Good Morning Suncoast, a celebration of teachers in Manatee County. We'll tell you about ABC7's newest initiative called Chalkboard Champions. And coming up at 6:30, we'll tell you why advocates are trying to add a new color to Florida's traffic alert system. But first, we'll take a look outside at the city of Sarasota. It's a beautiful morning to start your day, but the day may not stay like that. Let's head over to meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, we have some showers heading our way, and I think over the course of the next few hours, we'll likely see some of those showers make it on shore. The beach forecast today includes a lot of cloud cover around it, maybe a few showers this morning for a morning walk, but also a few thunderstorms later today if you're out there for sunset, 85 the high. Now, red tide will be an issue, I think, over the next several days. Certainly, rip currents will be as our winds start to shift to the west and become a little bit stronger. We also have one location now, Lido, showing moderate amounts of red tide irritant in the air, according to Mote Marine spotters yesterday evening. New reports come out at 10. We'll have those for you at noon. We'll have the whole forecast for you in about 2.5 minutes.
I'm a Florida voter.
I want to make sure my voice is heard.
Here in Florida,
we have 3 ways to vote.
Vote by mail.
Early voting.
And voting at the polls on Election Day.
Make sure your voice is heard.
I'm Secretary of State Ken Detzner. Get ready, get set, vote.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gattle's got it.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Stop in and save big on new Ram trucks during Ram Power Days at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota. The Ram 1500 has been named a Consumer Guide Best Buy for 6 years running. Get an all-new 2019 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $24,999. Or save big and get up to $14,328 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
78-degree air temperature, dew point value higher. It's in the 70s now, 72 degrees or 73 degrees rather at this point. South-southwest wind breezy at about 10. I think it'll become downright windy as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, and also gusty as well. Humidity at 84%. It's starting to feel just a little bit sticky out there. That only lasts, though, for about 24 hours, and then we start to filter in some much, much drier, cooler, crisper air. 9 o'clock, we'll have about a 30% chance of showers. In fact, it'll probably start a little earlier than that, probably around 7:30, 8:30. We'll start to see the rain chances start to increase markedly as a line of showers approaches shore. We'll take a little bit of a break from the showers as we head into the noontime hour. Then we'll ramp it up again as we get into the afternoon at 3 p.m., about a 40% chance of showers. And top that off with a frontal boundary moving through here later in the evening, 4, 5, 6 o'clock. We'll start looking at about a 60% chance of showers as the front itself makes its way through. So two kind of rounds of showers. You can see both of them right here on our radar imagery. And some heavier rainfall now moving through parts of North Carolina. Atlanta seeing some light rainfall. Shouldn't be airport delays in Atlanta. And Raleigh not reporting any right now, though there certainly could be some in both Raleigh and Charlotte this afternoon. Now, we're not seeing a whole lot of rainfall over land yet, and the showers that are approaching us, as I mentioned all morning long, are going to fall apart a little bit as they get closer. Still, we'll up the rain chance a little bit to about 30% for a few sprinkles, maybe a passing shower. That's about it as this line moves closer. And then later today, another frontal boundary approaching. That's the cold front, produces a better chance of rain. We're looking at about a 50 to 70 mile distance between these few scattered showers and shore. And as I said, a lot of that's going to fall apart, but we'll still keep that rain chance up for the boundary moving closer. A little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of clearing. So we'll call it kind of a mix of sun and clouds. You know, sometimes it'll be cloudy, sometimes we'll see the sun poking out there. And that poking out of the sun will actually raise our temperature to about 85 and boost our rain chances as we head into the afternoon and this frontal boundary approaches. Now, the frontal boundary itself will probably produce a line of showers and thunderstorms that moves through here about 4, 5, 6 o'clock at night and linger through about 7 or 8 o'clock until it actually passes through. We'll get a brisk wind out of the northwest, and that will increase the cloud cover and the chances of rain showers tomorrow morning as well, as we get those kind of cold air clouds coming in over warmer Gulf waters. So we'll call it more clouds around today and breezy. We'll increase the rain chances, particularly in the second half of today. And then we'll see some clearing and some cooler weather start to move in as early as tomorrow afternoon. Boaters, be aware, rip current advisories up for our area waters. We'll probably see a small craft advisory later today, southwest wind. Breezy this afternoon and evening. We'll call it breezy again tomorrow with a chance of those morning showers, then clearing in the second half of the day. I think tomorrow evening is going to look spectacular. Even tomorrow afternoon should look pretty darn nice. Daytime high about 80, overnight lows around 70 or maybe even upper 60s. And then Sunday, beautiful, 78 the daytime high. Plenty of sunshine. Monday also great. So's Tuesday. Wednesday also pretty darn nice. And as we head into Thursday, maybe a little bit more humidity around and a chance of showers. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at first alert traffic. We begin in Manatee County. You can see some delays there on US 301 northbound. First, before you get to State Road 70, and then between State Road 70 and Manatee Avenue, expect some delays as you're heading into the city of Bradenton. As we head south into Sarasota County, more delays on US 301 in both directions between Fruitville Road and University Parkway. Take some extra time if you're heading that way this morning. But in southern Sarasota County, there's nothing major to report. Some slight delays over there in Arcadia. But other than that, things are looking clear at 6:16 on your Friday morning. ABC7 is teaming up with Gettle Automotive to celebrate teachers in our community. We're calling them the Chalkboard Champions. We ask the community to nominate a chalkboard champion, and then we select a winner. There are 2 winners each month. We start this celebration of teachers in Manatee County at Rolette Academy. ABC7's Jacqueline Matter introduces you to Mrs. Courtney McMahon.
We wanted to award you with the Chalkboard Champion of the Month for Manatee County.
Oh my goodness, I don't have any words right now.
Students, are you guys excited? Do you think she's a Chalkboard Champion?
When Courtney McMahon started teaching elementary students 7 years ago, she never knew she would make such an impact on one local Suncoast family.
It's really easy to teach easy kids. It's a little bit harder when you have a kid like mine.
I like to read and do social studies with her.
Hope Lee says her son Peter is the kind of kid most teachers don't want in their class. She says he's simply too much work.
He is a high-functioning autistic child, and that comes with challenges of how do you approach him, how do you teach him, how do you engage him, and not every teacher can do that.
But Mrs. McMahon can. Right from the start, Lee said the 4th grade teacher has made sure that Peter was equal with his peers every step of the way.
She goes that extra mile all the time to make sure that Peter is engaged, is happy, is excited about learning.
A feat Mrs. McMahon says she's prepared to tackle every day when she walks into her classroom.
We never know, how they come to school, how they go home, so it's important to make sure they feel loved every day and excited to be at school.
Lee says Peter has struggled with writing for years, but because of Mrs. McMahon, his recent test scores have skyrocketed, and now he has high hopes of growing up to be an author.
We had warned Miss McMahon at the beginning of the year that writing was going to be really, really tough. So when he came home and said, I want to be an author, I said, what's up with that, buddy? And he said, Miss McMahon's teaching me how to write, so I can do it now.
Mrs. McMahon says she approaches each student with the same philosophy.
Celebrating their gifts and recognizing, what makes them happy and finding out why they want to be here.
Because of Mrs. McMahon, Lee says she's hopeful for her son's future.
So when you're a special needs parent, you don't know what the future is going to look like, and that's really a scary thing. So when you have a teacher that gives hope, that's overwhelming because when I see him interact with Miss McMahon and Mr. Cohen, I see a future for him. That's a blessing, and it's a real gift.
A gift that looks promising for Peter.
She's a great teacher, and we love her very much.
It's never a fight anymore, and it's very cool because he's got two teachers that understand him and want the best for him. He knows that, he feels it, and he's a better student because of it.
In Manatee County, Jacqueline Matter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
If you're interested in nominating a teacher you know from Sarasota or Manatee counties, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com/chalkboardchampions. Still to come this morning on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll tell you why University of Utah police are facing questions about how they handled previous reports a student filed against her ex-boyfriend before he allegedly gunned her down. Coming up at 6:30, we'll tell you why if you've received a text message from a political campaign, you're not alone. But first, we're taking a live look outside of the city of Sarasota. You can see Sarasota Military Academy there. Teachers preparing for school. No school buses quite yet, but I'm sure they'll be arriving shortly. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
If you don't want to fall immediately into love, look away. If you don't want to awaken a desire for excellence, look away. If you don't want to be seduced, please look away.
Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Welcome back. We're learning new details in the death of a University of Utah student allegedly gunned down by her ex-boyfriend. School police are now facing questions about how they handled previous reports that she filed against him. ABC's Clayton Sandell has that story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new questions about the system so many are saying failed a murdered college student. Lauren McCluskey was on the phone with her mom Monday night, headed back to her dorm at the University of Utah. Her mother says, "Suddenly I heard her yell, 'No, no, no.' At that moment, police say the 21-year-old track team standout was grabbed by her ex-boyfriend, 37-year-old Melvin Rowland.
He forced her into the backseat of a car that he had driven to campus, and he shot her in the car multiple times.
McCluskey dated Rowland for a month, but broke it off October 9th after discovering he'd lied about his name and age and was a registered sex offender.
There are no words to describe the pain and loss we're feeling as a team right now. Lauren was always a driven athlete and gave 110% in everything she did.
And we'll have more on how police say they handled the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Clayton Sandell, ABC News.
Burlington isn't coat factory anymore.
They still sell coats.
Yes, dear. We get our boots here.
All kinds of coats. Stars!
Look how cute. We saved a bundle.
All the great brands at a fraction of the cost. I came to Burlington to buy a coat. I got socks, boots, scarves.
Olay Regenerist wipes out the competition. Hydrating better than $100, $200, even $400 creams. With our B3 complex, beautiful skin doesn't have to cost a fortune. Olay.
Oats contain a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber really doesn't like cholesterol, so it shows it a thing or two, which makes Quaker Oats a delicious part of a heart-healthy diet. High five, fiber.
We're gonna replace candy with some healthy Halloween treats today. These are called veggie fruit chews.
Mine tastes like poop. Mine tastes like broccoli. Yuck. I want candy.
Bring on the candy. Crest has you covered.
You want a Maserati, but you need an SUV. Why not have both? Levante, the Maserati of SUVs.
Experience it at Sunset Maserati Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffrey Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Watch Suncoast View weekdays at 9 a.m. on ABC 7. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Coming up, the nation is on edge as the FBI says more explosive packages could be out there. We'll tell you what we know so far. Plus, we'll tell you why if you've received a text message from a political campaign recently, you're not alone. And we'll tell you why advocates are trying to add a new color to Florida's traffic alert system. Those stories plus your first alert forecast coming up this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Jess Dowdrick. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is Friday. We've all made it to the end of the week. Let's head over to First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi to see what we can expect today and the weekend ahead.
Well, I tell you, today's going to be kind of a transition day to an absolutely exquisite weekend. I think Sunday is going to be a little taste of heaven on earth, I think. Absolutely beautiful weather for us. Now, we have some cloud cover that's going to be around from time to time, banks of cloud rolling in, but also some breaks in the clouds as well. So it's going to be kind of a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day today. The sunshine will actually help to stabilize the atmosphere and bring us better chances of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Over the course of the next couple of hours, this line of showers will break apart as it moves closer to the coastline. We'll talk all about the forecast in just a few.
All right, thank you, John. Taking a look now at your first alert traffic at 6:31 on your Friday morning. Begin in Manatee County. You can see some delays there on US 301 northbound at the intersection of State Road 70. Expect some delays if you're headed in that direction this morning. We head south into Sarasota County. Some slight delays on Fruitville Road as you head westbound toward I-75. Other than that, nothing major to report. And then in southern Sarasota County, it's looking all clear. Again, 6:31 on your Friday morning. Developing overnight, the nation is on edge amid a string of suspicious explosive devices mailed to top Democrats and other public figures as the search for a sender intensifies. Federal investigators are now chasing a lead near Miami. Authorities believe at least some of the packages went through a mail facility there. The device is now being analyzed at an FBI lab in Virginia, and ABC says all of them went through the U.S. Postal Service. Now, law enforcement has yet to give a possible motive or indicate whether politics were involved. Right now, as the search is on for a mail bomb suspect, we spoke to local law enforcement to find out what exactly happens when a suspicious package coming through the mailing facilities or if they get a call. ABC 7's Marla Spence is live in Sarasota with the latest. Marla.
Jess, yeah, a detective with the Sarasota Police Department says when they get a phone call about a suspicious package, they respond right away. Now take a look. This is video from this past weekend when police responded to a suspicious package in Sarasota. Luckily, that package ended up being harmless. Now Detective Adam Morningstar says the department does not take any risk whether the package ends up being a duffel bag left behind by a homeless person filled with clothes or an unknown package shipped to the wrong address that may be filled with parts for some type of machine like a dryer or even car engine parts. Detective Morningstar says items placed in odd locations at odd times, packages with too many postage stamps, labeling that doesn't make sense with misspelled words, and addresses that don't exist are usually descriptions of a suspicious package. Now he also says weight of the package can also be a determining factor. Overall, if you don't feel safe or right about a package, he says to call police right away.
A lot of times a patrolman's going to respond and take a look at it. He'll confirm whether or not he believes it's suspicious. He'll notify up his chain of command, and then we can bring different people with different skill sets to bear on that, such as the bomb unit, which I'm a part of, explosive detection dogs, stuff like that.
And Detective Morningstar says if a package is sent to a postal office locally, they will respond. But he says the U.S. Postal Inspection Department will then take over the investigation to find out who exactly sent that package. Reporting live in Sarasota, Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. New this morning, 2 suspects are behind bars accused of an armed robbery involving a cell phone. It happened near the 1200 block of US 41 North. The victim says he was approached by 2 teens asking to borrow his cell phone. The victim gave it to them, but it was locked. That's when officials say the juvenile pulled out a pistol and told the victim to unlock it. The pair then fled the scene with the cell phone, and the victim contacted police at a nearby Walmart. Both suspects were later arrested. If you've received a text message from a political campaign recently, you're not alone. Messages like these are popping up on people's cell phones no matter what their party affiliation is. If you want to put an end to these annoying texts, experts say to text the word stop or take me off your list. Those doing the political texting likely got your phone number from your voter registration information, which is public record.
The vote by mail request information is available to political campaigns, political committees, and political parties. So it's not fully public, but it is available to those groups. So it could be a number from there, or they could be taking the database information just from the names or the addresses and things and matching it up with other databases to try to get, more telephone numbers.
Federal law bans robo-messages, but nothing prevents campaigns from sending these kinds of texts. The law also says if the messages are manually typed and sent by campaign workers, they are legal. But if the campaign uses an automated system to send those text messages, that is illegal. In Hillsborough County, apparently former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon wasn't able to draw enough people to sell tickets to an event that's happening tonight. So the price of the dinner is now down from as much as $20,000 to $0. The Hillsborough County Republican Party advertised an event featuring Bannon with general admission tickets starting at $125, with VIP tickets at $1,000. There was also 10 so-called premier seats at Bannon's table with prices up to $20,000, but they've dropped the price to $0. The event is intended to honor the anniversary of Donald Trump's election as president. Groups throughout Florida are trying to add new color to the traffic alert system. Mothers Against Drunk Driving, or MADD, hopes the state will adopt a new yellow alert that would notify people when a major hit-and-run accident has happened in the area. Advocates for this alert say it would work like a silver or amber alert. They hope that when a hit-and-run with serious injuries or death occurs, that an alert would be sent out and everyone in the area could look for that vehicle. They hope that it will make people think twice about leaving the scene of an accident.
We've come a long way in society just in the last couple of years with the amount of cameras that are out there and the solvability of crimes. So anything that would potentially make sense and get more information out there, I think we're all for.
MADD also wants the alert to be sent to every paint shop, body shop, and garage in the area, just in case the driver would go there to fix up the car. Advocates say they hope to ask a representative to write up the bill after this November's election. Northport police are looking for the driver who smashed into a parked semi-tractor trailer and took off. Police say they spotted the car with its front end smashed, parked on East Price Boulevard. They say the driver hit a parked semi-tractor trailer and then left the car behind and are now trying to track down the car's owner. Happening tonight, Northport is getting ready for its annual trick-or-treat at City Hall. While the event will go on, rain or shine, city officials say it could be shut down if there's lightning within a 10-mile radius. For now, trick-or-treat is scheduled to start at 5 o'clock and it'll run until 8 p.m. at Northport City Hall. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the migrant caravan headed toward the U.S. may be facing a new hurdle. We'll tell you when President Trump plans to send more troops to the border. And we'll tell you how local law enforcement is coming together to try to cut down on opioids on Suncoast streets. But first, let's take a live look outside at the city of Sarasota. A fair morning to start your day, but it may not last long. For your drive time forecast, we're heading over to meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of cloudiness out there in the distance. That is why I have checked the rain box on the inclement weather lineup for the drive time forecast because of that chance of a sprinkle or quick passing shower as you head out to work between about 7 and 9. Partly cloudy skies otherwise. However, on the trip home, you'll have a better chance of seeing showers and maybe even a thunderstorm or two. That's a cold front. Promises big changes for weekend weather, which we'll talk about in a second.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Blue 32! Blue 32! Hut hut! It's the Ghetto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Ghetto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Ghetto location near you or visit Ghetto.com.
Ghetto's got it.
Hello, Mom.
Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs right at home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call right at home. Get the right care right at home.
Your last chance for 2018 Honda Accords on sale is now during our model year-end sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for Accords, all on sale this week at your local Honda dealer.
Where to go and what to do in Muscle Shoals in Florence, Alabama. Personalized just for you. Find your sweet spots at alabama.travel/sweet spot.
We get it, you're busy. But what about those moments when life slows down? It only takes a minute to get election ready. Check your voter registration status. Make sure your signature is up to date. Review your sample ballot. Know your election dates and voting options. So take a moment. Be election ready.
I'm Secretary of State Ken Detzner. Get ready, get set, vote.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, things are changing. 78 degrees, the air temperature, dew point value 73 now. That's a dew point we haven't seen in over a week since we had the really warm, humid air and temperatures that were up near 90. Temperature pretty uniform, pretty universal across the region. We have 78 degrees, says Jeff in Laurel Park. 73 degrees, a little bit cooler in Northport, says Richard. Al also in Northport, 72 degrees. Becky in Omayaca, the cool spot at 66. But Cooper in Central Sarasota coming in with 76, and so is Scott in Pinecrest. So we're looking at temperatures that are all across the boards, a little bit warmer than they were 24 hours ago and a little bit more humid. Chance of showers during the 9 o'clock hour at about 30%, kind of decreasing a little bit as we take a break from the rain and then get into a better rain chance with a little daytime heating and temperatures up near 85 by 3 p.m. Then our rain chance about 40%, topping it out this evening at about 60% as a cold front moves through the area. It's all about this low pressure area moving up toward the Carolina coast where it deepens, becomes a nor'easter, and produces some very gusty winds and heavy rain shower and even thunderstorm activity across the Carolinas. Could be some severe weather there. For us, This first line of showers approaches our coastline with the best rain chance around the Big Bend region. For us, the line kind of breaks apart as it gets closer. We also have this secondary line back to the west. That's our cold front. This line, maybe a sprinkle or two, maybe an isolated shower. Don't expect much more than that, though, over the course of the next 3 hours or so. The cold front itself will be approaching, probably around 4, 5, 6 o'clock tonight. There'll be some breaks in the clouds, and then we'll see the sun kind of appear, poke out, bring our temperature up pretty rapidly into the mid-80s. The first front was a warm front. It lifted northward. It's out of here now. We're in the warm, muggy air between the warm front and the cold front. Cold front approaches this evening. Our winds pick up. Rip currents will be an issue along our coastline, and there may be a small craft advisory issued later in the day today. A northwest wind will blow once that front passes south, and we will usher in some cooler, drier air that'll make for a lovely weekend. So the forecast includes 3 things. More clouds around today and breezy. We'll have increasing rain chances, especially later today, and then clearing overnight, cooler tomorrow, and probably a lot more sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a few fair weather clouds around during the day tomorrow, maybe an isolated shower or 2 tomorrow, but Sunday looks fantastic. Southwest wind breezy today at 15. Boaters watch for that. Moderate chop on bay and inland waters at least. Breezy, 60% chance of late day showers. Carry that 20% chance in through at least half the day tomorrow. Much more clear in the second half of the day. Sunday, spectacular. 78. Low relative humidity in the 50s. And we'll look for overnight lows in the 60s. And then the next several days also look pretty darn good. And although the temperatures rise a little bit Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the humidity stays pretty low. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, John. Taking a look now at your first alert traffic this morning. You can see some delays in the city of Palmetto. If you're heading toward the city of Bradenton, expect some delays there. Lots of delays on US 301 in both directions between State Road 70 and University Parkway. We're seeing some more delays on University Parkway if you're heading westbound across the interstate. Other than that, things are looking pretty clear in Sarasota County. As we head into southern Sarasota County, there are no major incidents to report. It is 6:45 on your Friday morning. Right now, the migrant caravan headed north toward the U.S. may be facing a new hurdle. John Lawrence explains when President Trump plans to send hundreds of troops to the border to stop those migrants.
It may take weeks to materialize, but a standoff at the border could be brewing.
We have to protect our borders. We don't have borders, we don't have a country.
2 caravans of men, women, and children are marching through southern Mexico. Some are about 1,000 miles away from the U.S. President Trump says they should return home and apply for citizenship like millions of others are doing.
And the sad thing is, okay, if 99% of them are wonderful people who are desperate and 1% of them are going to go commit some heinous act of violence, that's still reason to stop the caravan.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, appearing on Fox News, says her department has asked for hundreds of troops to help prevent the migrants from entering the U.S.
What we've asked them to do is help to bolster our capabilities. So we've asked for some air support, for some logistics, some planning, vehicle barriers, engineering, ways in which we can make sure that I can protect my officers and agents.
Sources say the troops will be there to support civil authorities, but can defend themselves if needed. But Border Patrol officers will lead the effort to stop illegal migration. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Sources say the troops could be in place sometime next week, but they will not be allowed to engage in lethal operations to stop the migrants. Instead, the plan is for them to provide fencing, wall materials, and other technical support. The troops will also provide tents and medical care for border authorities. In HealthSmart, if you have some unwanted or expired medications, you can safely get rid of them this weekend in Sarasota. The Sarasota Police Department and Sarasota County Sheriff's Office are taking part in National Drug Take-Back Day. On Saturday from 10 to 2, you can drop off pills for disposal at the front lobby of SPD or at the Sheriff's Office headquarters. You can also drop them off at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. A hospital pharmacist says it's really important to get rid of the medication the right way.
Prescription medications are commonly misused or abused, so it then erases any opportunity for family members or friends to get into those medications as well. And lastly, having a large amount of prescriptions in your home at really any time can then make your home kind of a target for theft or criminal activities.
Venice police are also taking part in the National Take Back event. You can take any unwanted prescription medication to the lobby of the police station on Saturday, also from 10 to 2. VPD also has a permanent drop box available in their lobby at East Ridgewood Avenue. Take a look at this. An Israeli father's need to feed his 3-month-old baby led to the invention of a new baby bottle that warms breast milk more quickly. The man says he got the idea one night when he was up warming breast milk for his child, a process that normally takes longer than 10 minutes. He says he was exhausted and thought there had to be a better way. So he came up with a round bottle that would spread the breast milk into a thin layer to allow for faster warming. Now, prices start at $22.99 for 3 bottles. Pretty cool invention there by that man. We'll be back with your top 7 before 7, but first, you're looking live now at the Time Warner Center in New York City. Of course, that's where one of those suspicious packages were dropped off earlier this week. They're seeing temperatures in the low 40s right now. Stay with us. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Enjoy fine wine and great foods, all while supporting a great cause. It's the 17th annual Suncoast Food and Wine Fest, happening Saturday, November 10th from 1 to 4 p.m. at the Premier Sports Campus in Lakewood Ranch. Taste hundreds of wines from around the world and sample great food from the area's finest restaurants. All proceeds go to local charities and Rotary projects. For tickets and information, visit suncoastfoodandwinefest.com.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. And right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $229 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Welcome back. It's time for your top 7 before 7 o'clock. First up, as always, your final look at the forecast with John Scalzi.
Yeah, 3 things on the board. Kind of a transition day for us to cooler, drier weather. Rip currents are going to be an issue today because of the breezes that are around, more clouds around, and that accompanied by chance of showers, increasing rain chances through the day, but clearing and cooler tomorrow. Back to you.
All right, number 2, taking a look at first alert traffic. We're seeing some issues if you're heading southbound over the bridges from Palmetto to Bradenton. Other than that, things are pretty clear at 6:53, on your Friday morning. Number 3, the nation is on edge amid a string of suspicious explosive devices mailed to top Democrats and other public figures as the search for the sender intensifies. Federal investigators are now chasing a lead near Miami, where they believe at least some of the packages went through a mail facility there. The devices now are being analyzed at an FBI lab in Virginia. Number 4, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office is looking for this man who they say has been burglarizing homes in Palmetto. If you recognize the suspect in this video, you're being asked to call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office immediately. Number 5, that's not a dog that's walking along the beach. That's a coyote, and it's on Longboat Key. The viewer that took this video says this is the first time she's ever seen a coyote there. They've also recently been spotted on Anna Maria Island. If you see a coyote, you're reminded, don't feed them, as they can be very dangerous. Number 6, Northport residents, get your costumes and candy buckets ready. Tonight is the annual trick or treat at City Hall. That's if the weather cooperates. It's set to run rain or shine, unless there's lightning, from 5 to 8 p.m. Finally, number 7, what's trending? An Indiana man is back with his cat Julie after she ran away 6 years ago. Jonathan Gula was home from college in 2012 after being diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma when somehow his cat got out of the house and never came back. His family put up flyers around their neighborhood, but nothing. Then someone across town recently found a cat and posted a picture on social media. That's when Gula went over to the house and was thrilled to find her. It's still a mystery where Julie has been all those years, but all that matters is she's home, living with Gula, who's now married and cancer-free. I don't know if you get any more of a heartwarming story than that one.
That's pretty good. And I know you're a big cat fan.
I am. Any cat story I love. All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next. We hope you have a great day and a great weekend.